If I say that thousands of years ago, humans had such knowledge that even today's modern technology gets astonished by it, then would you believe it? Egypt's pyramids, USA's temples, and the Maya civilization's astronomical calculations. What? Are all these just coincidences? Or were our ancient civilizations truly so developed that today's science would seem small in front of them? In the depths of history, such techniques are found whose precision and mystery even today force scientists to think. Somewhere, stones have been carved in such a way as if cut by a laser. Then somewhere thousands of years ago, energy and electricity were being used. At some places, water management was so advanced that modern civilization can learn lessons from it. And some inventions were such that they seem like a glimpse of the future. So, get ready for a mysterious journey, because today we are going to learn about those 10 ancient techniques that even today remain an unsolved mystery for science. Number 1. Takshashila and Nalanda's nanotech-like science system. Ancient knowledge that even today astonishes science. At the beginning of civilization, when humans were just trying to live, then on India's land, such light of knowledge was shining, which today's modern technology calls nanotechnology. We're talking about ancient universities like Takshashila and Nalanda, where thousands of years ago, such mysterious science was taught that astonishes even the limits of today's science. In the texts of that era, there is discussion of subtle elements, meaning such fine particles that not only control the flow of energy in our body, but also affect our mental, spiritual, and physical health. Today, when talk of quantum physics and nanoparticles happens, then once it seems as if these things have come out from some ancient teacher-esque class of Takshashila and reached science-esque laboratories, the calculation system taught in Nalanda University, mention of Trikaladashi mathematics is found. Such a science that had the capability to calculate past, present, and future, all three. In it, astrology was not just a means to know fate, but was considered an instrument to peek into the depth of time by connecting it with astronomical calculations and geographical elevation. This understanding was so advanced that conclusions were drawn by connecting the signs before and after the occurrence of events. Psychology and spirituality both were walking hand in hand together. In Takshashila, the knowledge given based on medicine, metalwork, and life energy in it. There was talk of that power called prana, which controls every cell at the subtle level of the body. This understanding went so deep that the students there knew that which metal, which herb, or which sound affects the subtlest level of the body in what way. This concept of prana seems similar to modern bioenergy, in which it is said that there is a subtle flow of energy within our cells, and if this gets obstructed, then the entire body gets affected. Today, when medicines are being delivered to cells with the help of nanomedicine, then the question arises, is this knowledge truly new? Or are we just walking on those same footprints that our ancestors left thousands of years ago? When modern science talks of delivering medicine at the cellular level, then the knowledge of Takshashila and Nalanda comes to mind, where thousands of years ago itself it was taught that how the effect of medicines and elements goes to the depth of the body. Historians believe that the education in these universities was not only theoretical, but also practical, meaning students understood through experiments that in what way the vibration of sound affects the body, in what way the heat of metals or the chemicals of herbs can change cells. This education saw life connected with the universe. And this very reason was that Takshashila and Nalanda were not just education centers, but laboratories giving a glimpse of the future. Imagine thousands of years ago when the rest of the world was in darkness. Then on India's land, there were such universities that not only understood the mysteries of life, but also knew the methods to control them. This very reason is that even today, upon hearing the name of Takshashila and Nalanda, a question arises in the mind. Was all this just philosophical thinking, or was there truly such ancient nanotechnology present which time's dust has covered? Number 2. Baghdad Battery. The mystery of electricity 2,000 years old. The year was 1938. During an archaeological excavation near Baghdad, a mysterious thing came to light. A seemingly ordinary 6-inch long clay pot which no one could say upon seeing it that something extraordinary could be hidden in it. But when scientists looked carefully, their eyes widened in astonishment. Inside that pot, there was a copper rod and a thin iron cylinder. And between both of these, such a substance was found that appeared like acid. Initially, everyone thought of it as some religious or ritual-related object. But when German archaeologist Wilhelm Koenig analyzed it, a revolutionary thought came to his mind. Could this be an ancient battery? He worked on this theory, and when acidic liquid like vinegar or lemon juice was poured into it, then it truly generated electricity. At that moment, it seemed as if the face of history changed. Because if this was indeed a battery, then it meant that 2,000 years ago, people knew the power of electricity. The question arises that in such an ancient time, what did people do with electricity? Some scholars believe that this device was used for electroplating, meaning to coat the surface of metal with gold or silver. This technique is still in use today, and if this is true, then it means that in ancient times, people were not only familiar with electricity, but also used it in art and jewelry making. On the other hand, some researchers believe that this device was part of religious rituals. It may have been used to create the illusion of divine power. So imagine if a slight shock was given to some ordinary person with this battery, then he would consider it the power of gods. A section of historians also says that this could just be a coincidence. Perhaps this pot was made for some other work, and we may never understand that mysterious trick. But when experiments prove that electricity can indeed be generated from it, then the doubt deepened even more. Now just imagine in the world of 2,000 years ago where people considered even basic elements like fire and water as divine. If someone had a device generating electricity in their hands, then he would be called a god in the eyes of humans. It is also said that enough electricity could come out from the Baghdad battery that was sufficient for small experiments or religious activities. In today's era, scientists have made replicas of this pot many times, and every time it has been proved that it has the capacity to generate electricity. But the real question remains the same. What was this electricity used for? Were ancient civilizations so developed that they used technology for works like decoration and metal coating? Or was this part of some lost energy system no one has solved until today? Some people even believe that this battery was just a beginning, and behind it was hidden an entire technology that got lost with time. If this is true, then perhaps our modern technology is walking on that very path which our ancestors had understood much earlier. The Baghdad battery, even today, remains a puzzle for archaeology and science. This small pot leaves behind such a question that is still incomplete today. Have we truly progressed, or are we just repeating that same knowledge which ancient civilizations had already known? Number 3. Pyramids energy system, tomb or ancient power plant. They say every stone tells its own story. But if that stone is part of the Great Pyramid of Giza, then that story becomes a mystery. We all have read in school books that the pyramid was a tomb, a gigantic grave where Egypt's kings and pharaohs were buried. But if I say that it was just a facade, and the real purpose was something else, something that even today steals the sleep of scientists, then would you believe? The very king's chamber of the Great Pyramid, which we consider merely a room, is completely made of solid granite. The same granite, which is not only hard, but also has piezoelectric properties in it. Meaning, upon pressure on it, it can generate energy, and that too in a special frequency. This is no ordinary thing because it means that every stone of the pyramid was not just a part for making walls, but could also be a medium to generate and flow energy. The entire structure of the pyramid and the way it is built also does not seem like a coincidence. Its height, angles, and internal passages are designed in such a way as if it is some antenna or ancient wireless energy device. Modern researchers have even said that every path inside the pyramid, every chamber and every wall could have been made to focus energy and transfer it. Many researchers believe that the pyramid was not just a tomb but a gigantic power plant. Its purpose was to collect Earth's natural energy, concentrate it, and then transfer it. This thinking is similar to today's wireless power transmission concept. Imagine thousands of years ago, there was such a civilization that understood electricity, magnetic waves, and energy flow, and was using them. Pyramid's location also strengthens this idea. It is built almost at the perfect equatorial balance between Earth's north and south poles. Not only this, the tunnels and chambers inside it are placed in such a way as if they were made to catch Earth's vibrations and energy waves and control them. Some scientists have also found that standing at special places inside the pyramid, the echo of sound vibrates in a different way. This echo is not ordinary echo, but a sound resonance of a special frequency that amplifies energy even more. Is this a coincidence? Or thousands of years ago, did someone create some secret technique by combining sound waves and energy together? A large section of historians still believes that the pyramid was only a burial site. But the question is, if it was just a grave, then why were such wondrous geometry, matching energy flow, stones, and mysterious chambers made in it? Was such complexity necessary just to bury the king? Or is it true that it was an energy machine that reflects the technological height of that era's civilization? Even today, scientists have not fully understood the pyramid's mysteries. Even after many researches, this question remains incomplete. Was it truly a tomb or an ancient power plant? And if it was a power plant, then what was it used for? Was it a source to give energy to the entire civilization? Was it part of some spiritual and mysterious ritual? The Great Pyramid even today challenges the world with its mystery. It forces us to think that perhaps our ancient civilizations were not as ordinary as we believe. It may be that they had already known everything that we are now discovering with pride as modern science. Number 4. Flying aircraft. Ancient skygoers. Mystery. Imagine. Thousands of years ago, when humans were just learning to walk on Earth, then in the sky, such things were flying whose mention is still recorded in our civilization's oldest texts. They were called vimanas, but these were no ordinary flying machines. These were metal-made. Wondrous technology operated such vehicles that could not only travel in the air but also underwater and in the depths of space. In Ramayana, Mahabharata, and especially in the Sanskrit text Vaimanika Shastra, detailed designs of these vimanas, construction process, and operation information are given. There it is not just said that vimanas flew, but also told that there were different types of them, and what situation they were used in, like Shakuna Vimana, Sundara Vimana, and Rukma Vimana. Detailed description of their structure, wings, direction, engine-like mechanical structures, and even the pilot's seat is found. Now the question arises that thousands of years ago, how could humans imagine such technology? If this was just some poet's imagination, then why so much technical detail in it? Why? Every Vimana's different types and their structures are described according to different situations. These are such details that only a person with technical understanding could tell. In Vaimanika Shastra, it is also said that these Vaimanas operated with mantra power, solar energy, and some mysterious anti-gravity powers. This means that ancient scholars were not just imagining flying, but were also experimenting with energy sources. When today's scientists talk of anti-gravity research or solar-powered aircraft, then it seems as if we are rediscovering that same old knowledge which our ancestors knew thousands of years ago. In the 20th century, when a NASA aeronautical engineer saw the designs described in Vaimanika Shastra, he was astonished. He accepted that many of these structures match modern aerodynamics principles, meaning the things written thousands of years ago stand true on modern science's principles. This appears not just imagination, but proof of technical understanding. A section of historians believes that this knowledge may have come from some ancient, extremely developed civilization that got lost somewhere in the sands of time. Some people even believe that this technology was shared by beings coming from outer planets. This very reason is that such things are recorded in it that are beyond ordinary human understanding. Imagine if at that time such vimanas truly existed, then what were they used for? Was their purpose war, as described in Mahabharata, or were they means for exploration and search of knowledge? In epics, mention of wars fought with vimanas is found, where fierce battles were fought in the sky. Hearing all this, it seems as if we are watching some scene from a modern science fiction film. But when the same things are recorded in texts thousands of years old, then they do not seem like mere imagination. If the existence of vimanas was true, then this question becomes even bigger. That where did such technology get lost with time? Did some disaster, war, or natural calamity destroy that civilization? Its knowledge got destroyed. Or was it deliberately hidden so that coming generations do not misuse its power? Vimanas and Vaimanika Shastra, even today, remain mysteries. They force us to think that our ancient civilization was not so ordinary technically as we understand. It may be that they truly knew the technology to fly in the sky and reach space. And if this is so, then it is certain that even today, we are walking on those same footprints which our ancestors left thousands of years ago. Number 5. Dolavira's water management system. Miracle of water in the middle of the desert, scorching earth, lifeless sand all around. And in the middle of it, hidden as a mystery thousands of years old, where today's silence prevails. Once the echo of an advanced civilization could be heard there. Its name is Dolavira. This was not just an ancient city, but such a stronghold of the Indus Valley civilization that developed such a technique of water management, which even today astonishes the modern world, where today's world is struggling with water crisis. There, this civilization knew the technique of collecting rainwater, purifying it and using it carefully, and that too at a time when iron was not even properly melted yet. The people of Dolavira understood the value of every drop of water. When clouds rained, the entire structure of the city was designed in such a way that water does not get wasted. Through specially made stones and sloped paths, rainwater flowed and accumulated in massive tanks and reservoirs. These tanks were not just pits, but had a wondrous filtering system in them. Water first passed through coarse stones, then fine sand, and finally through coal-like structures to become clean and drinkable. Not only this, overflow channels were also made in this system. When tanks filled, excess water was diverted to other tanks. This water was used for farming or for citizens' daily needs, meaning proper use of every drop was ensured. All this was happening at a time when in the rest of the world, people were dependent only on rivers and springs. Dolavira's this water management system shows that the people there not only saw current needs, but also kept the future in mind. In a place like desert, where getting water was difficult, there they settled the entire city in such a way that there is never shortage of water. The city's houses, fort, and paths all were connected to this water structure, as if the entire city was based on one water network. Today, when we talk of climate change and water crisis, then Dolavira's this technique astonishes us. It forces us to think that thousands of years ago, how much balance people lived with the environment. They did not consider water just a thing for use, but considered it the basis of life. And this very reason is that a civilization could flourish even in harsh environment like Dolavira. Historians say that this technique was not just engineering marvel, but proof of that thinking in which nature and humans were complements to each other. Every citizen there was part of this system and cooperated in maintaining it. This very reason is that this city, built thousands of years ago, even today, gives us the biggest lesson of water management through its ruins. If today's world learns from this ancient technique, then perhaps dealing with water crisis becomes easy. Dolavira teaches us that true development is that which can also give life to coming generations. This very reason is that Dolavira is not just an archaeological site, but also a glimpse of the future. So, the question is the same: will we have to look into our past to deal with modern water crisis? Will we have to adopt that same technique again, which our ancestors had discovered thousands of years ago? Dolavira's silent walls even today repeat the same question. Number 6. Ancient drilling and cutting technique. Unimaginable precision hidden in stones. The world has touched the heights of technology only in a few centuries, but some questions are still entangled in the past. This is the matter of that time when neither lasers were there nor modern cutting machines. Yet stones have been carved in such a way that even today's advanced technology would feel ashamed upon seeing it. Elora's caves and Peru's Puma Punkuthis to places even today remain puzzles for scientists and engineers. Elora's cave's Kailash temple is its biggest example. This temple is made by cutting from top to bottom, meaning a single massive rock was carved to extract the temple. Imagine removing thousands of tons heavy stones without modern machinery, and then doing such intricate and complex carvings in it, how difficult it must have been. Here, both vertical and horizontal cutting of stones is found. This cutting is so precise that 90-degree angles fit perfectly. This does not seem possible with ordinary tools. On the other hand, there is Puma Punku, which is part of Peru's Tiwanaku civilization. The rocks there are made of hard rocks like diorite and granite. The cuts and holes made on them even today remain a challenge for engineering. Even today, steel drills are needed to cut diorite. But how did this happen thousands of years ago? The grooves and holes made on the stones present there are so uniform and straight that they seem as if made by some robotic laser. Some historians believe that at these places some such technique was used which we have forgotten, like sound wave technology, vibrational tools, or use of some high-frequency energy. Imagine if stones were cut with sound waves or vibrations, then how miraculous it would be. On the other hand, some people connect it to alien intervention. They believe that in ancient times, beings coming from outer planets taught technology to humans. And perhaps this very reason is that we find such things at these sites that seem impossible according to that era. Seeing the intricacy of the idols and carvings made in Ellora's caves, even today's designers get astonished. This is not just art, but also proof of technical skill. A small mistake, and the entire structure could collapse. But every pillar, every idol, and every wall, there still stands strong today. This shows that the craftsmen there were not just artists, but also scientists and engineers. In Pumapunku, the H-shaped stones present, whose joints are so perfect that even air cannot pass through them. These raise the question that was some ancient modular construction technique used there, meaning pre-made blocks, which were joined to create massive structure. This is the same method which is used in modern architecture today. If all this was done with ordinary hammers and chisels, then this is the extreme limit of human capabilities. But if some lost technique was used in it, then it means that our ancient civilizations knew those secrets which we are now trying to understand. Ellora and Pumapunku teach us that the past was not just a story, but in it, science and spirituality walked together. This is the same past whose depth even today we have not fully understood. Perhaps this very reason is that these places even today remain living mysteries. Number 7. Archimedes' death ray. The mystery of ancient laser weapon. Imagine a peaceful seashore. From afar, enemy ships are slowly coming closer. But before they can reach, a ray of intense light flashes, and in no time, fire breaks out in the ship. No arrows, no gunpowder, just sunlight and a secret technique. This is the same mystery which today's world calls Archimedes' death ray. This story is from 212 BC, Greece's great mathematician. Scientist and inventor Archimedes had created such a weapon that it seems impossible just hearing it. It is said that he set many shiny bronze mirrors at special angles in such a way that when sunlight fell on them, all rays focused on one point. As a result, the wooden enemy ships would catch fire in just a few minutes. For centuries, this story was considered just a myth. Historians believe that it was just imagination because having such scientific knowledge in such an ancient civilization seemed difficult. But the question is also this, that Archimedes were not just mathematicians, but such a person who made many inventions in mechanics and engineering. Is it possible that he truly discovered a way to use the sun's energy as a weapon? In 2005, students of America's famous university, MIT, tried to test this mystery. They made bronze mirrors like in old times and arranged them according to the method told by Archimedes. The result was astonishing. The sun's rays focused on one point and burned the wooden target in just a few moments. This experiment proves that Archimedes' story cannot be just a myth. But the real mystery is this. If this was true, then why did historians deny it for so many years? Was this technique so powerful that later civilizations suppressed it? Or did this knowledge get lost in the dust of time and remained only as a story? Imagine, in that era when even gunpowder had no trace. Archimedes must have created such a weapon that turned enemies to ashes without touching them. It worked just like modern laser weapons, concentrating energy and releasing it on the target. The only difference was that here the source was sunlight. Some researchers believe that this weapon was not used regularly in war because it required clear sky and perfect angle. But if it was used even once, then deep fear must have sat in the enemy's minds. This weapon not only caused physical harm but also broke the opponent mentally. Today, when we talk of modern laser guns, solar weapons, and energy-based armaments, then this question arises: that is all this truly new? Or is this the same old path on which Archimedes had walked thousands of years ago? Archimedes' death ray even today remains a mystery swinging between history and science. It forces us to think that how advanced ancient civilizations were and how deeply they had understood the secrets of energy. Perhaps this very reason is that even today, this question remains unanswered. Did the world truly see the use of ancient laser weapon for the first time in 212 BC? At number 8, ancient Chinese seismograph, the wondrous instrument that catches Earth's vibrations. Thousands of years ago, a machine did what even today is a challenge for our technology. When neither satellites were there, nor sensors, nor any alarm system, and yet when the Earth trembled, This mysterious bronze instrument not only felt the earthquake, but also told its direction. This was no magic but science, the science of bronze. In 132 AD, Chinese scientist Zhang Heng created the world's first famous seismograph. It was called Hufang de Dong Yi, meaning the inspector of Earth's vibrations. This device was adorned with 8 gigantic dragons that symbolized the 8 directions. A small metal ball was placed in the mouth of every dragon. Below the dragons, 8 frogs were made, whose mouths were open as if ready to catch the ball. Whenever there was movement in the earth and earthquake vibration came, then the dragon of the direction from which that vibration came would drop its ball. That ball would fall into the mouth of the frog sitting below. In this way, this instrument immediately signaled from which direction the earthquake came. Today, when we identify earthquakes with the help of high-tech sensors and computerized alarm systems, and then it seems wondrous to think that almost 2,000 years ago, one person had discovered a way to understand Earth's vibrations with such precision. Historians tell that this instrument was not just decorative but truly worked. Many times, when an earthquake came from far away, then this seismograph would warn by dropping the ball in the correct direction. Later, when officials investigated, they found that earthquake had indeed come from that direction. This precision even today astonishes scientists. Imagine, at that time, when in most parts of the world, earthquake was considered the wrath of gods. Then, in China, a scientist was creating such a device that was understanding natural events from a scientific perspective. This was not just technical skill, but proof of that thinking in which humans were trying to understand nature, not fear it. Through this instrument, Zhang Heng proved that natural events can be understood with scientific observation and calculation. This invention not only reflects the depth of that era, but also shows that ancient civilizations were not so behind in technology as we think today. Today's modern seismographs are complex machines, in which electronic sensors, satellite data, and computerized algorithms are included. But if you look carefully, their basic thinking is the same to catch Earth's vibrations and tell its direction. The difference is just this: that Zhang Heng did this work without any modern technology, only through mechanical structure. This question, even today, remains a mystery, that after all, how did he acquire such deep understanding? Was this just the result of observation and practice, or did he have such knowledge that got lost with time? The ancient Chinese seismograph makes us realize that there is no limit to human intellect. With right observation and patience, even thousands of years ago, people could create such techniques which we still consider miracles today. Zhang Heng's this invention is not just a machine in history, but an example of such a thinking that showed humans a new path to understand nature's mysteries. Number 9. Roman concrete. 2,000 years old, unbreakable construction mystery. Those buildings that were built 2,000 years ago, but even today stand strong. Cracks, no rust, and no fear of falling. All our today's built bridges and buildings hardly last 100 to 200 years. So, did the Romans have some mysterious technique? Actually, Roman concrete was far stronger and more durable than today's modern cement. They used it in Colosseum, Pantheon, and hundreds of other great constructions which even today stand enduring the ravages of time. This concrete was not just durable, but had a special properties, feeling properties, meaning if cracks appeared in it, then over time, it would fill itself. This became possible due to the Romans' special mixture. They prepared such a formula by mixing lime, seawater, and volcanic ash, in which wondrous chemical reaction happened. When this mixture came in contact with water, then it gradually became stronger. Upon water entering the cracks, the minerals present in it would crystallize and fill the empty spaces. In this way, the concrete would repair itself. Today's scientists are also trying to understand and replicate this ancient formula. Modern cement releases carbon dioxide and is considered dangerous for the environment, while Roman concrete was not only durable, but also relatively safe for the environment. This very reason is that today's world is trying to recreate it so that we can do more permanent construction for the future. Another specialty of Roman concrete was that it became even stronger in marine environment. Normally, seawater weakens modern concrete, but in Roman concrete, the opposite effect happened. Seawater, mixing with the volcanic ash present in it, would create such minerals that would make the stone even stronger. This very reason is that Roman buildings built on the seashore, even today, stand strong. Imagine a civilization of 2,000 years ago, which did not have modern machines, created such construction that is far more durable than our today's technology. Was this just the result of experiment and experience? Or did they have such secret knowledge which we lost with time? Historians say that Romans were not just engineers but also wondrous experts of nature and chemistry. They had understood how to use Earth's elements properly. Its very reason is that their made concrete was not just the base of buildings, but a technological revolution. Today, when the world is struggling with climate change and environmental crisis, then Roman concrete teaches us that permanent construction is the future. If we fully understand this ancient mystery, then perhaps we too can build such cities that stand for thousands of years. Roman concrete, even today, remains a mystery for science. It forces us to think that have we truly progressed, or are we just repeating those paths which our ancestors had already known? Number 10. Maya calendar, an astronomical calculation. The civilization that sees beyond time, and the modern world was in darkness. It was such a civilization that was reading the future by looking toward the sky. This is no fictional tale, but the true story of the Maya civilization. The Maya people created such a calendar system which even today scientists count among the world's most precise calendars. This was not just a means to count time, but such an astronomical calculation system that tracked cycles of thousands of years. The Maya civilization had the long count calendar. This calendar was not limited to just day, month, and year, but also calculated cosmic cycles. So much long time was tracked in it that the rise and fall of entire eras and civilizations could be recorded in it. They were not just making calendars. They were understanding the rhythm of time. They noted solar eclipses, lunar eclipses, and even the motion of Venus with such intricacy that today's modern astronomy software also gets astonished seeing their precision. The most astonishing thing is that they did all this without any telescope or modern instruments, only based on their eyes and deep calculation knowledge. The year 2012 is remembered by the whole world. When a major cycle of the Maya calendar ended, then rumors spread that this is the prediction of the world's end. People got scared. Films were made. Discussions started all over the world. But the truth was that the end of the Maya calendar did not mean the end of the world. It was just the end of a major astronomical cycle and the beginning of a new cycle. Just like in the Indian Panchang, the cycle of Kali Yuga and Satyuga is considered. In the same way, the Maya civilization also saw time divided into cycles. Historians believe that Maya astronomers watched the sky day and night and recorded the motion of planets. They knew that every change in the sky affects Earth. Their temples and observatories were built in such a way that the light of sun and moon fell exactly on that place on special days from where they could record astronomical events. This proves that they had not only calculation, but also a wondrous combination of architecture and astronomy. Imagine, when the rest of the world was measuring time only from sunrise and sunset, then the Maya civilization was doing astronomical mathematics thousands of years ahead. In their calendar, there were not just dates, but the rhythm of life and universe was recorded. Even today, scientists are trying to understand that, after all, how did such an ancient civilization get this wondrous astronomical knowledge? Was this just the result of generations of observation and practice? Or did they have such knowledge that was even ahead of today's modern technology? The Maya calendar makes us realize that time does not run only from the clock's hands. It is a cosmic heartbeat, and if understood correctly, then a glimpse of the future can also be seen. Their astronomical calculations, even today, remain mysteries. They force us to think that, have we truly developed, or are we just repeating that same knowledge? That's all for today's video. If you liked this mysterious journey, then like this video, share it. And if you are watching this video, please subscribe our channel. Do not forget to subscribe. See you in the next video with another new mystery.